See, your sagas are like kind of vulnerable to spreading seas. Alright, let's keep this. Yeah, Kroxa is really good right now. It's harder to play Kroxa in Gen Saga as well. See, top card is Violent Outburst. I'm gonna fire off Thoughtseize first. If this is living in, sometimes living in bricks. Then let's take Fire Ice and into Outburst. It's pretty good for us. Rhinos is a favorable matchup post board, I feel, and unfavorable game 1. And so if we are able to, just discard their Outburst here and leave them with nothing, I'm going to feel pretty good about our spot. They didn't suspend their Footfalls? That's got to be a mistake, right? They're still just not suspending Footfalls. Shocks and Steam Vents. Hopefully this is my opponent just holding up Hardcast Force of Negation, which I will accept on the Mishra's Bauble. What makes Mishra's Bauble such a common card? Is it to thin the deck? They did find the third Violent Outburst. You can recurring it off of Luris, triggering, helping Delirium, triggering Dragon Rage's Channeler. You also are able to look at the top card of your library and see if you want it. And if not, you can use a fetch land to shuffle it away. Come on! Dang it. Oh no. Bummer. Wait, they didn't cast the Shardless Agent? Okay, well. Oh no, this is a really hard choice. I guess it's not really. I just have to cast the Tourach and hope to hit the Shardless Agent. I can't afford to go Inquisition this turn. I missed. Dang it. I didn't have a triple black, or quadruple black, sorry. Let's go to game 2. Brent, thank you for the 4 months. Appreciate you. Alright, so I'm going to bring in the Voidwalkers, the extra discard spell, the Chalice, the 3 explosives, the Void Mirrors. We're definitely prepped post-board. Got the Kolaghan's commands, trim on Tourach. Maybe I do only want 7 discard spells, actually. Let's do this. Yeah, holding Footfalls played around the turn 5 Tourach. Jeez Louise. This hand's keepable. Maybe you prefer Void Mirror versus Chalice on the side for this deck. So it's really important that you can either play out Mirror Mirror or Mirror Chalice. Or Chalice first, then Mirror. Because in this deck you don't have counter spells to protect yourself from the Cascade after they answer your sorry. I'm losing my train of thought a lot today. After they answer your lock piece, right? So they're going to Brazen Borrower or Prismari command your lock piece, then try to untap and Cascade. Wish I could cast that. And so if you can get 2 lock pieces in play, it makes it much, much harder for them to do that. Whereas compared to blue decks, having just 1 lock, oh no, they have Fury on top. Maybe I could take their only red card or something. Okay. I can do that. Where blue decks can afford to have their lock piece bounced or destroyed and then just hold up counter spells. RB Lee, thank you for the 2 months. Appreciate you. Okay. Attack for 5. We know their exact hand. Sadly, just 1 color away from casting that. We really need them to brick this turn. Although it's if they draw a red card, they kill a Channeler, they kill a Ragavan, but it's not the end of the world. It seems like they didn't even do that. Yes, you're still flexing the Mixer purchase. Hey, Mixer is a... Wait, what happened to Mixer again? It went out of business? Can't remember for the joke. I guess I hold the Ragavan to not give them 2 creatures to Fury. You can only get 1. Keep that. Depending on the Esper, I think I really don't like Yorion and Reanimator. I think that like you really thrive on having good, effective, powerful nut draws, and diminishing that consistency with Yorion for the ability to grind extra just doesn't seem worth it to me. I'm very happy with the Mixer purchase. We will celebrate tonight, Esther. We will drink good tonight, drink well. Posting the baking mixer all over the internet. Eyelash, thank you for the 3 months. Appreciate you. And good luck to you in your streaming endeavors. I will say that the Yorion version of Reanimator is definitely, it seems to be really fun. I'll say that that's definitely true. I think on the draw, maybe I think that I should have the 4th Thoughtseize over the 4th Inquisition at least because of Fury. But let me go ahead and I think just be on 8 discard spells on the draw. What was the Mixer? Esther bought a really expensive. I don't even know. Like she bought a present for her mom, some kind of baking mixer, and has been flexing it all day today. Do you need to draw another black source? We can probably afford Inquisition over Thoughtseize this turn. Hopefully we can surveil into like black mana. Oh boy, is their hand cold to Chalice. Alright, still try. I want to play a Voidwalker before they get rid of the Chalice, so that I can cast at my own Crashing Footfalls. If they drew Prismari Command, I'm gonna cry. If they drew Brazen Borrower, it's good we just get to replay the Chalice. Did you fire? Surprised that they waited that long to cast that. Okay, Kroxa in the graveyard, get a little bit of value. Had a lot of look at an extra land here though. Just haven't found one. Definitely going to be a top deck battle. Steven's tapped. Red source, unfortunate. Mana's definitely not perfect. We do have two filter lands and an Urborg to kind of help with like all the red sources. I don't know if we should play like a 3rd Graven Cairns. Not sure exactly how we'd make room for it though. It's Fairy. Plus is to Fairy, okay. So I need to draw the land this turn, the black source. Damn it. Pretty frustrating. So they have another card. Hopefully they don't have 2 Cascaders this turn. We can probably beat 1. We had like 3 or 4 scries, just couldn't find it. Extra fetches help at all? I don't know. It's maybe, but I think it's very easy to be like, let's add extra fetches when like we're just like stumbling on lands so much, you know. Like we're stumbling on lands an above average amount right now. It is what it is. Any land in my hand I'd really like to have. Any black source. But I think I'd be more interested in like a 3rd Graven Cairns. to go Din into Voidwalker. But I'm also playing less Voidwalkers now. They attack. It's kind of interesting. They must have something to protect the Teferi. I think I'm just gonna escape the Kroxa, trigger the Tourach, try to kill Teferi. I think that's my most mana efficient play. That's running 1 Terminate, 1 Dreadmore. We have Unholy Heat as a way to deal with creatures. I'm not really that interested in doing that, I guess. Like, you have Unholy Heat for Planeswalkers. The instant speed on Terminate matters so much against Murktide Regent. It matters so much against Hammer Time. It matters so much against Primeval Titan that, like, I feel like the ability to kill Planeswalkers with Dreadboard is not worth the payoff. Obviously, it would be nice here, but, like, I think that the instant speed is better than sorcery speed plus able to kill Planeswalker. They plus the Teferi, so they must have drawn Brazen Borrower. Nothing else really makes much sense. I mean, I'm going to go to combat, just make them do it. Okay, I guess not. I'm not going to give Grant Fear, I think. Yeah, I'm just going to be okay if they chump block. And then play a Voidwalker. Double Kroxa, put them to 6, maybe. I think this will end up working out really well. They chump block the with the token. We still have Chalice in play. They tap my Voidwalker. Alright, so despite some mana woes, we won. Again, kind of a tough matchup game 1, but gets like really good post board. How does one add a command? I think it's Luris. Gonna mulligan this. I think I'm down to keep this on 6. I don't really want to go to 5. So it's great if it draws a black source or if Ragavan connects, which is, I think, good enough for me to keep on 6 on the play. What are my thoughts on Scourge and Skyclaves and Burn? I think it is somewhat playable if you also pair it with Flame Rift. I've done it in the past. I think it's okay. Alright, so now also a red removal spell is okay here too. Playing some kind of mirror. Bummer. How badly does Rest in Peace hurt the deck? I mean, it turns off Kroxa Escape, DRC Delirium, Luris Flashback. It's good against the deck, but it's not unbeatable. Playing against Shadow. Shadow's a pretty close matchup. We lost to it yesterday. It was one of our 2 losses. I like the decision to take the Channeler. I really need to draw Black Source this turn. I failed to do so. If I see a burn spell on top... Okay. That's the only card I would have really considered keeping there. I think I'll attack for 1. I have a Heat on top, which is really bad for me. Awesome, AJ. Awesome. Urgency plays list where Tourach as deck goes up. Hasn't performed that well. Yeah, Tourach's really, really good right now. Metagame is really grindy. It's also like very much reliant on like Prismatic Ending Solitude. And like those are like the conditions that Tourach becomes really good in. I'll concede if I miss my land drop here. Do I have hopes for Rag? Yeah, I think if I'm able to draw removal before they do, and if I'm able to trade Channeler for Channeler, I can connect. I'm on the mulligan. I'm down. I'm on the play on a mulligan. I'm missing lands. I need Ragavan to connect to like win this game probably. So bring in the Terminate, 1 or 2 explosives. Still kind of undecided on how many I want. I've actually been liking Tourach more and more in this matchup. Like, people end up holding cards longer than you'll think. I think I might still trim a copy, but I want to go down to Thoughtseizes. I think 2 Voidwalkers is a good number. Could be awkward to draw multiples early. Let's do this. Then maybe on the draw, I'll play first Thoughtseize over third Tourach. Why did this have to be a command, Esther? Does it make sense to trim a Blackcleave Cliffs for the third Graven Cairns? Cliffs is so good. But I really think I want to add another Cairns. Okay, let's keep this. I think I'm going to go Den of the Bugbear, explosives on 1, Bauble. Pretty good against the turn 1 discard spell. No turn 1 discard spell. Heat's good card to know about. Are the SOM lands strictly better than Pathways? Well, no, they're not strictly better, but they are better than Pathways in this deck, yeah. You need your lands to be actual dual lands. Right, they discard the Heat that I know about. Right, I don't mind the discard spells so much as long as my opponent doesn't have a Lantern for my Kroxa. Right, pretty easy. Terminate here, blank the Inquisition. Although I should have let their Surveil happen first. When you put filter lands in deck, I wrote a big long article about selecting lands in decks. Obviously, there's like a lot of nuance and it's not conclusive. But if you want like really long thoughts, really long-winded explanations, you can get a CFB Pro account. Find that article. They're gonna update the GUI from MTGO. I hope so. I don't think that they're ever gonna change it too much. But yeah, I feel like as soon as Arena came out, they like kind of stopped ever pretending that they were gonna make the UI here look nice. Discard the Heat. So they have a third one, a fourth one, the fourth Unholy Heat. Okay. They've already used 4 Unholy Heats. So I should be able to safely hit them with the Den. As long as I have the explosives, they can't really play a Shadow. This gives me a 1/1. Next turn I can go like crack explosives, play Channeler, put Luris in hand, or a few options. So now they can have Drown for my Den. Okay, so I think I'll go attack with a token. Play a Channeler. Oh, maybe I wasn't supposed to. Yeah, I think this is fine. Like, I really just like keeping the explosives in play as like shadow insurance. I don't really care. We can race this Channeler pretty easily. If they drown the Channeler, then our explosives gets kind of unlocked. Substitute Ragavan with Delver Spray Dragon. Spray Dragon's better than Delver. What about Cemetery Gatekeeper? That card's pretty good. But it like I don't know exactly where it finds a home. But it's a pretty good card, I'll say for sure. Actually, for Channel Fireball, I wrote a budget deck guide for Blue-Red Tempo. That's like 180. Mana base is a little scuffed because of the budget, but you know, I think Blue-Red Tempo is an interesting budget deck because you get to play a lot of really powerful cards like Counterspell, Lightning Bolt, Unholy Heat that are pretty budget friendly, Channeler iteration. And then you can work your way up to the non-budget version over time. So my opponent has Drown up. So I think they can't draw my Luris, so I think I'm just gonna go attack for 2, see what they do. So Lark are looking for Ragavan sub. Yeah. Dragon better than Delver. Yeah, they're trying to drown this, but Kroxa are pretty good against drown. Discards the drown. Could have another one. I think we're gonna win game 2. Then game 3 on the draw, I need to remember to cut the 4th Tourach for the 5th Thoughtseize, or 1st Thoughtseize. Yeah, they don't play Lightning Bolt in their deck, or I should say like the most versions are not playing Lightning Bolts, but even if they have, and they've used 4 Heat, but even if they have a 1-mana removal spell, they're just dead to Din of the Bugbear, so. I guess it's free though to play Kroxa first. Why not? Maybe get a little more info. They discard a Kroxa. It's good to know that they have it. Not every list plays Kroxa, but Kroxa's good in the deck. Alright, going to game 3. Third Tourach, first Thoughtseize. Sorry about the art split. If I play this in the challenge tomorrow, I'll make sure I have good arts. And then I'll use the restroom real quick while... Oh. Guess I'll resolve my mulligan instead. Keep this, a little soft to turn on Ragavan. Yeah. I've talked about this like basically all my budget articles, but I think it's a big problem for players who want to play Modern on a budget that they like are almost exclusively told, hey, play Burn, play Prowess, or play Affinity, and like obviously that's good for a lot of players, but a lot of players also would prefer to play an archetype that they're more interested in, and just not everybody's interested in playing Burn or Prowess. And it's also true, like, if you're going to spend $200, which is a lot of money, let's not pretend like it's not. If you're going to spend $200 on a deck, and like you don't get to put that money towards the deck you actually want to play, I think it's a big problem. So I try to focus on building like somewhat playable decks that you can port into more competitive versions over time. So they are playing Bolt. It's good to know. I think I'm gonna take the Bolt. They're drawing Thoughtseize for turn. Would Hullbreaker Horror be a good sideboard card for Reanimator? I don't know what you would side it in against. It might be a good main deck card, but I don't think... Like, that card doesn't seem like to be a particularly good sideboard card in any matchup, you know what I mean? Which is Kroxa here. And it's Drown, Delta, right? Yeah. They discard a Drown. Feel pretty good about that. Plays the Delta. Probably Luris in hand. Which I guess I don't have an answer to, unfortunately. So I'll see what I draw. Blackleaf Cliffs. I guess I just Luris in my hand. Would I advocate for rental service if we're trying to build budget decks on MTGO? Yes, on MTGO, I would greatly recommend rental service instead, where you get to play a lot of different decks, you get to see what you like, and if you're winning, you get to like use the money that you're winning with to pay for the rental service, which is obviously harder for newer players to do, but it is a super easy goal to attain, to be honest. I mean, maybe super easy is a bit of an exaggeration, but It is a very obtainable goal. Very obtainable goal. Do I feel like Necromancer's a sideboard card? I don't like it. It's like sometimes, like, it's just like very rarely good enough on the draw in the matchups that you bring it in against. In this meta, would I play Rakdos Lurrus versus Grixis Dress Down? I've been having, I was 13, I'm currently in the last 2 days 14-2 with this deck. Although one of my losses was to Grixis Dress Down. But this deck I feel like has a better matchup against the Solitude decks, has a better matchup against Blue-White. I think has a better matchup against 4-color too. I'm not 100% sure. It's at the very least close. Okay. But it's definitely a very interesting conversation. There's certainly a lot of nuance. No, there's a handful of good modern cards in Val. I'm going to be playing some Val cards when they come out. Opponent's top card is Iteration. So I've got a few options. I can go Escape Kroxa, not attack. I can attack and then escape Kroxa. I can attack, terminate the Lurrus, take a hit, and play explosives. Explosives on 1 next turn. I feel like that's the line. It's bad if they find Kolaghan, if they find an answer to this, but I don't think they have that many. Obviously, stinks I can't crack the explosives this turn. Terminate and Lurrus is no brainer. It's a brainer. There's some nuance here for sure. Maybe a no brainer for you. Brainer for me. I just got Tasha's for 30 cards playing this deck. Yikes. TBR one time. They played Dress Down over TBR, so... I mean, Dress Down would have been more damage anyways, but it wasn't going to be lethal. Surprise opponent trade with E on board? Yeah, it didn't really seem like they considered it too hard. Their hand is Expressive Iteration Mystery card right now. They also... It's a very small thing and very easy to miss, but it is good to memorize. When you have Steam Vents and your opponent has Urborg, always Steam Vents is the Grixis Triumph, so they were supposed to tap Watergrave Blood Crypt. Really, really small thing. Why is Grixis Shadow everywhere? Corey Burmaster, the you know, friend of the channel, whatever, won the Star City Games Invitational with it recently. And I want to play the deck too. I really just like... I'm having just such a hard time building the deck. And I know I say this as someone who like popularized the list, and I've had they found Kolaghan's Command? No! I know I've spent like so much time with the deck, but I'm just having a hard time with it. Okay, they need to crack for red though. Oh no, do they still have Mountain in the deck? I think they do. But if they don't have access to the Mountain, then they're dead to my Din plus Channeler. Yeah, they do have the Mountain. They probably should deal me too rather than making me discard. What's my opinion on no bolts and shadow? I feel like you should play some bolts, but that is the hard split to like really figure out. And then like the number of Kolaghan's commands is hard to figure out too. Sideboard's not easy either. New Athena. Oh yeah, was there nothing interesting in the full spoiler? People said that they were looking through the full spoiler. I haven't seen it. Is there anything? Not really, yeah. Usually there's like one thing though. There's the battlefield, 1 damage each opponent. Make a blood token? That card seems okay. In the standard. Yeah, this card actually seems pretty good. Kind of reminds me of Thraben Inspector. Creature Planeswalker. If the creature Planeswalker die, exile it instead. So strictly better Magma Spray. That's kind of exciting, right? A little bit of exciting. Yeah, I mean, Magma Spray now irrelevant. Makes me discard a card, which I think is the wrong play. Okay, so I don't really think I... Okay, so I guess I have the choice of turning off Delirium here. So I attack, this becomes 8-8, 8-8, 11-11. Yeah, but I'm still just not dead to the... They need to have Bolt plus removal, so I think I should attack here and not turn off Delirium. We'll keep looking at the spoilers in a second. Instant speed Pillar Flame. Well, Pillar Flame hits players, which is better than this. But it's sorcery, right? So that's why it's worse. Or a downside, I should say. But it's not exactly the same card. Sorcery, creature, instant, land, artifact. Okay. Oh, they can discard a land. But I have 2 blockers, so I should be okay. They discarded another Kolaghan's command. Jeez. I was not expecting that. Okay, I'm going to use the restroom real quick. The 2-mana red draw 2. Yeah, that card is worse than Light Up the Stage, right? I don't know why people keep talking about that card. I don't really get it. Okay, so I'm at 13, so I'm dead to Dress Down if I don't block the Shadow. So I guess I should block the Shadow. But, oh, I wasn't supposed to block the Channeler, though. Oh, sorry. It's actually really bad. Or maybe I should just put Channeler in front of Shadow. Yeah, that's classic case of like leaving the board state, coming back, and misremembering my plan. Plus X plus O. X is 1 plus number of cards. Ancestral Anger. Draw a card. Drain for 2 blood tokens. A lot of cards. I feel like the power level is just like it's just like a little low. I don't know. Maybe I'm misevaluating things. Another creature control dies. Transform Desperate Farmer. 4/3 lifelink. Depraved Harvester. Well, better lucky than good, huh, chat? Does anybody have any opinions on whether it's better to be lucky or good? They'll just main phase this. If their last card's counterspell, then they have to draw the Dress Down. Or Bolt. Or Kolaghan's Command. Yeah, I really, really punted that last that last freaking turn. 2-0 though. I was like, what is the trash command? Yeah, this game is trash. I should have won there. No good plays. I totally forgot. And they came into my chat salty too. And then we told them what the good plays were, and they were like, no, I couldn't have done anything. Okay. This like enchantment sub-theme that spirits have is so weird to me. Like, I feel like this was never the flavor they had before, that they were supposed to work with enchantments. I don't really get why this is a thing. But I am interested to see like if there is a standard deck that's like spirits plus enchantments. I'm not necessarily against it, but it just has it surprised me. It's for disturb stuff. Okay, I get it. Thank you. Okay, so I have historically liked the Titan matchup. Let me go ahead and fire off a Thoughtseize here, I guess. But it has been a little while since I've played it. Well, I'm going to take the Titan. Maybe an argument for taking the amulet there. Interesting to see Abundant Harvest too. I feel like that card was pretty popular, or like people were trying it out at the beginning of like this card being legal, and then they stopped, and now I guess they're trying it again. Explore. So if they drew a Titan, they can actually cast it here on turn 2. Is Brutality reasonable cyber card in Grixis Shadow? Your bird matchup is pretty even without it, and if you feel like you really want to respect it and you really want to get those extra percentage points, it is fine to play. Do I want to hold up Terminate for this turn? I think the answer is no. I think I just need, like, they didn't reveal Titan off the Harvest. I just need to hope they didn't top deck another one. How do I say between Shadow or Jeskai Murktide? I would play Jeskai Murktide tomorrow, but Shadow is also, like, totally fine. And like, my decision to, like, not play Shadow is I don't have a list I'm 100% confident in. There's, like, 5 cards I'm, like, really stuck on. So if you feel like you're confident in Shadow right now, then by all means play that one. So it looks like they top decked the Titan, huh? Bummer. Summer's Pact isn't quite as bad. Or are we dead? I don't think we're dead. No, we're not dead. $20 damage? Oh, right. We're sorry. Yes. We're dead if they don't have the Double Strike Land or the Vesuva in their hand, right? No, they do have the Vesuva in their hand. Yeah, they have the Vesuva in their hand. We're not dead. Yeah. So they can't Vesuva the Garrison. My opponent has hit me with the oops. Oh, they misstacked something here. Because usually the Vesuva copy Boros Garrison and then get the Double Strike Land to hit me for 20 here, but they can't do that. Do you ever get tired of Magic? I haven't seen me take more than a weekend off. I mean, the way I engage with the game, which is, you know, the stream, keeps me really engaged. So, like, I'm always trying new things, and I'm always able to chat with you guys, and that keeps me really engaged with the game. I do sometimes get a little tired of it, but like, I'm pretty good at managing burnout and just doing something else for a little while. But I don't really feel burned out that often. And you know, to be honest, like, before I was streaming, I was also spending most of my days just playing Magic. Wasn't it a bit greedy-reno not to hold Terminate? I don't think so. I mean, there was like 3 mystery cards. One of them had to be a Titan, and it's also the case is, it's definitely true that we have to start presenting pressure at some point in the game, right? We can't just, like, they have the inevitability. We have to pressure them, and that in my mind, that means that I'm supposed to, like, be applying a bit more pressure and hope that I can get ahead on board and then hold up the Terminate. Yeah, they also misordered the triggers. But they search up a Simic Growth Chamber, which also feels a bit odd. So next turn, they have to pay 4, and then they can go Growth Chamber, 8 mana, but they're 1 mana shy of... They're 1 mana shy of being able to transmute, Pact, and cast Titan this turn, right? So they might go for Dryad if I don't kill this immediately, which I'd be pretty happy with. Okay, command was a mistake for sure. I should have killed the E and either got the DRC or Lurrus back. Yeah, you shouldn't have made me discard. You should have, like, even dealing me 2, I think, would have been better. But I understand, like, kind of overthinking it. I also made a mistake by like just like throwing my channeler away. I went to the bathroom, came back, and just like snap blocked without remembering what the board was. But I was supposed to like just chump block the shadow, I think. Did you have Dress Down in your hand? Or nah? Shouldn't you cast main phase in case Pact of Negation? Pact of Negation isn't really being played anymore. I haven't seen a Pact of Negation out of Titan in a long time. If they get me, they get me, but I'm not really worried about it. And I think like trying to incentivize them to mess up feels more relevant to me. If only this was an Unholy Heat, I'd feel so much safer. I was thinking about playing 4 Heat, 2 Bolt in this deck. I'm not sure. I might do that tomorrow. They discard Vesuva, Wooded Foothills. So now they can play Growth Chamber and Titan me and kill me, I think. I guess I can block? Probably doesn't matter. So they make 6 mana, transmute, just concede. Well, hold on, sorry. Titan's an 8/8, block 3 damage, take 5. The Vesuva's still in their hand. Oh, yeah. We're not 100% dead. Okay, we're taking 1 less. Did anybody see... yeah, Vesuva's in the graveyard, yeah. It's not in play, you know. So they shouldn't be able to double strike. Although they might be able to go... Oh, with 3 amulets, they should be able to go... If they have another Teleria West or another Growth Chamber, they should be able to go Growth Chamber, Teleria West to get a second Titan. But then they can't haste both Titans. You saw the transmute to grow? Awesome. I didn't see it. How do you feel about Sideboard Necromancia? Necromancia is very often too slow on the draw. I'd rather play more impactful sideboard cards. Also, Titan is just not really popular enough to have any dedicated sideboard cards. I know Necromancer comes in some other matchups, but in basically any matchup Necromancer comes in against, it is too slow on the draw and like good enough turn 3 on the play and bad every turn after that. Which is certainly by design. Oh yeah, they can get Dryad. They have a Valakut exiled though, so we'll just make them play it out. Things are weird. Why is Infect dead? Hammer Time is a much better like combo aggro deck. Awesome Rooster, glad you're able to watch the stream. No, they can't double strike Aquinas because they have the Vesuva discarded. So usually they only play 1 Garrison. So they use Garrison to... Oh, they don't need to... They need to haste this to attack with it. So they can't make the red-white for Sunhome. And they shouldn't be able to haste both Titans here either. But they do play Dryad. They have 1 Valakut exiled. But if they're playing a second Valakut, we're dead. I'll just make they usually do play 2 Valakuts. I'll make him show it to me though, because this game has been so weird. Another bounce land to make more red for double haste. That's true. Yeah, they could have done that. Mm-hmm. So deal 6 to me. Then I block here. I absorb 5 damage. 5 of the 8 damage. Which is exactly lethal. They have double strike. They don't have double strike. They cannot make double strike because the Vesuva is in the graveyard. For like the 1000th time. Oh, even with... Sorry, you're right with Dryad. You're right. Of course. Chad's always right. Tourach's also really good in this matchup, usually. I can't remember if I want to go -2 Kolaghan's Commander. I think I'll play 3 command on the play, and then 3rd Inquisition over 3rd command on the draw. Oh no, I want this Terminate. Okay, let's just do this. Don't like Chalice in the matchup? It's okay. I think it's probably worth bringing in. I always forget to do it though, because I truly don't like really rate it that highly. I'll cut a Kroxa. But I do think that, like, I think chat has, like, convinced me in the last few weeks that Chalice is better. Like, the first Chalice is, like, usually good enough to bring in this matchup. And since I've been convinced, I've just kind of, like, had a hard time, like, committing it to my sideboard plans. Yeah, but I do think it's good enough to bring in. At least the first copy. I don't think I'd bring in more than one. Yeah, Chalice, Mire shuts up pack, but Chalice does it better, and I don't want to overload on that effect. Alright, let's keep this hand. I'm going to save the Thoughtseize till turn 3, because I might get to Voidwalker a Titan. Put up Moles to 6. I will Bauble them first. Tracker on top. Maybe I'll cast a Tracker. Tourach. Never see one of Chalice. You don't typically want the full 4. In this deck, we're going to play Chalice on 0 to stop mostly like Crashing Footfalls is kind of the big thing you stop with Chalice on 0. And so we have a split of Chalice and Void Mirror, because you can't have 2 Chalice on 0s in play at the same time, but you can have 2 mirrors or a mirror and a Chalice if you play the Chalice before the mirror, which you usually will. And that's really important because a lot of times against Cascade decks, they'll destroy your lock pieces with Petty Theft, Prismari Command. It's a very Time Raveler, they'll bounce them. And being able to play out multiple copies is really relevant. Okay, the hand is Tracker, 3 mystery cards. At the very least, we get a Tracker with this. I'd love to see a Titan over there, though. And then, if not, we get to Alpine Moon this at the very least. Alright, take the Tracker. Moon the Saga. Still a pretty good turn. I'm just going to attack with the Voidwalker this turn. In the background, there's a Claw of a Story. Yeah, everything here's got a story. But this one, I bought matching sets of Crab Claws for me and Esther for her birthday, and then, or not for no, that was like our anniversary. I bought her other stuff too, but that was just one of the things. And then she would always be in the background, pinching the Crab Claws, and then she's got an emote with 2. To bring 1 mirror against Affinity Tron. I'll bring in mirror against E-Tron. It's not very good against Affinity or Green Tron, though. They just have too many colored sources. You think it was your birthday? Was it? I thought it was Valentine's or something like that. Anniversary. Because I also got a set for me, too. It was a good gift, though. I think. Guess that's for Esther to say, huh? I can play Saga if I want to. I can just Terminate the Dryad and attack, though. Second Amulet does let them Titan whenever they can find one. Sure, I'm having a hard time finding a 3rd land. I think I'll Inquisition. Holding up Terminate could be better. Yeah, they do have the bounce land, but if they top deck exactly Primeval Titan this turn, I guess they could draw off the relic, and then they can also find Pacts. Good for them. They floated that mana, and I was so sure they had it. Jeez. Still no third land. But we should be good with the Terminate / command up here. I think Consider's a little bit better than Thought Scour, but it's super close. It's super close. Is it super common for Amulet to get multiple Amulets in play these days with Saga? I would say yeah, it's way more common than it used to be. How does Rakdos build perform against Reanimator? It's a pretty close matchup. Like, you have a lot of ways to just kill an Archon. And then you also have main deck Voidwalker, which is really good against them. But I'm playing less main deck Voidwalkers than I have played in the past. There's some ins and outs to the case. So they had 2 Titans on top. And they messed up on their Cavern mana. So they get Growth Chamber, T-West. I guess they did mess up. Are we dead? I guess we are dead. If they don't have the double strike land in their hand, which they just don't. Jeez. We'll make them show us the double strike lands. I'll kill one of the Titans. Yeah, we get hit for exactly 16 too. Yeah, opponent definitely plays really well here for sure. Assuming that, you know, it is possible for some reason they just don't have the Sun Home. They're not immediately grabbing it here. Yeah. I don't know if they just don't have it in the deck at the moment or what. But it looks like we're going to live to fight another day, chat. It is also true that they have 2 Summoner's Pact triggers to pay for. Let's see. So sacking this gives me access to creature in the graveyard, creature land, instant off Kolaghan's command, and heat this. Right, so yeah, let's go. Fetch up a mountain. Destroy this, deal 2 damage to my opponent. Sack Voidwalker. Oh no! Oh no! I'm missing a type. I'm missing a type. I thought I had the extra type. I didn't realize I had double instant. Yeah, I don't have enough. So I guess I still am doing this. It's pretty embarrassing though. But they have to go pay 4, pay 4. I think we're still going to be okay. I did destroy an amulet with the Kolaghan's command. I did do that. Oh, I thought they had 2 packs. Oh no, I thought they had 2. That's right, they drew Titan and packed it only once. So I could have made myself discard, but I didn't have another type to discard either. So they can go bounce land, 2 extra mana, 3 plus 6, which is not, they do have enough to cast the Titan again, but then they can't play the haste land from their hand and haste the second Titan. They're just giving this +2/+2. And they're going to kill me with Dryad. Do I have any game against that? Attack, 2 damage, Titan the Heat. Oh yeah, attack. Yeah, that could have been the line. Wait, they have the double strike land? Well. Good beats, good beats. Yeah, that was the line. Attack with the Ragavan. Yeah, I used to play against Titan, you know, twice, 3 times a day. Just forgot everything about the matchup. Moxing for 7 months, appreciate you. Alright, let's keep this. Is this Grixis Shadow again? Yeah, my opponent's name is pretty good. Why did I give it to 3 Tourachs? Tourach's really good right now. Metagame's really grindy. There's a lot of prismatic endings and solitudes. Pro White, oh boy. Pro White is a pretty good ability to have. The card is, it's also just like always good to have access to a good 4-drop like this in your Lurrus deck. The card's just been really overperforming. New race starts Wednesday. And so yeah, so I guess Wednesday is kind of weird because Wednesday is the day that the race resets and the new cards are technically legal on Magic Online, but they like are impossible to get. You just like can't get the new cards for like 12 hours or 24 hours. And like all the streamers are always scrambling to get the new cards to stream with them. So Wednesday, there's going to be maintenance, so the stream is going to start that afternoon. So I think what's going to happen is I'm going to start in the afternoon that day, and then I'll just be doing a normal day of the first trophy race, and then that Thursday, the next day, I'm going to be playing with the new cards. The cards just like don't exist yet. That's why you can't buy them. Not sure if that was a real suggestion or not. Like they're only in treasure chests, so like there's no limited drafting, so people aren't opening the cards in drafts, but they do immediately exist in treasure chests. Oh, we made them discard the Lotus Field, and they conceded. They conceded to Tourach. Yeah, that card just really overperforms. This matchup's really good, I think, with the Alpine Moons especially. I don't usually bring in Chalice if I'm going to do X equals 1, but I think it is good enough in this matchup. So just play 2 bolts. What cards are going to play with the new set? I really like the new Chandra. I also really like the new... I don't know the name. The Edgar Markov. I'm pretty excited for that card. I've got a pretty cool brew with that one. And then there's a few other like those are the 2 cards I'm like excited for, and then there are like a lot of cards that I think are pretty medium that I will try, and I don't really expect to be that good. But I usually like to cast them once or twice. Can you just buy packs of MTGO? Not immediately. So you can for the new sets, like it's usually like 24 hours after, or like 20 hours after the cards become legal at the treasure chests. Then you can buy packs and you can draft and do all that stuff. So I guess I'm gonna take the Breach since they get to play a Talisman next turn, and then maybe we Thoughtseize the second Talisman, then Kolaghan's Command the first one. Oh boy. About to end their opponent's whole career, huh? Although they do get to play the Lotus Field at least. Maybe should I have held this? They do get to play it. It's probably fine. They can play it, tutor up an answer for the moon. Yeah, I probably should have waited until they played the field, but then I can't Kolaghan's Command the Talisman. Yeah, punt. No, I mean this only taps for 1 mana right now. Only taps for 1 mana. Yeah, I agree. I should have waited though. I'm on board, chat. Early version just Murktide. I played 4 Scour to consider. How do you just go back to 4 cantrip? So playing that list, I kind of realized that the 6 cantrips felt like a little too many, especially when it's really 8 cantrips because you have the Mishra's Baubles, you have the iterations too. And at the time I thought Scour was the better of the 2 cantrips between Consider and Scour, but after hearing some other people talk about it, playing it myself, I think Consider is the better of the 2. But it's very close, and the jury is not out. Inquisition's very good here, I think. So they go Lurrus in hand. Pass back. Yeah, I agree with that too. Like, digging for your sideboard cards is a huge deal for sure. And also even game 1, if you get Chalice of the Void, being able to dig for those feels important too. So my opponent's hand is Tomb Scour Lurrus mystery card. I don't know why they must have some piece of interaction that would make them not play the Lurrus, right? Right? I'm gonna cast those. I think I have to walk into it. Oh, they discard Island. So they've punted. They knew about my Kolaghan's command. We leave the Dimir into the story deck I built a while ago. I've played that deck somewhat recently with Lurrus as a companion and Thing in the Ice Dress Down. I haven't played that deck in a while. Maybe I'll pick it up again one day. Oh, it was Dreams Grips. I thought it was I thought it was Scour this whole time. I could have played the Tourach first to get a clock going, but I kind of like the idea of kicking Tourach next turn. That matchup seems really good. Alright, 3-1. So we're currently 16-3 over the last 2 days with this deck. I should have done a 4-1 prediction a little earlier. I think it's a little too late now. They mulled a 6. Should take the Cigar to say that's kind of the hardest card for our deck to deal with. Basic Plains, there's the Midnight. Good turn, I think, to play the Kroxa. Or the cards of Grisha Shadow that I wasn't sure about. It's like the split of removal spells, 18, 19 lands, 19 lands. They discarded Dark Confidant? Weird. I guess they don't have any black mana. Like 19 lands if I'm playing Kolaghan's Command, which is a lot of slots too, but was something I was pretty interested in. That was kind of the main... Those are the main issues. So they are going to go for some Saga activations here, I assume. If they have main deck Lantern, things could get kind of dicey. But here, I'm just going to go Lurrus in the hand, Shock, and then heat the first token. Well, Sentinel's always a pain, but we can top deck well. Maybe we'll get out of this. This is a good draw. Let's see what they're drawing. Just a basic plane, so they'll go Lurrus to their hand, which we have a Thoughtseize for. And I'll pop this bubble on their turn. Yeah, doing pretty good here. Yeah, a lot of the Hammer Time lists are playing Bob. I like the idea of it. It's pretty good against blue-white. It provides you a lot of card advantage, and it also like just demands an answer, and just like demanding a creature get answered early is pretty powerful in this archetype. Graveyard that. They're drawing Thoughtseize next turn, so I'm gonna Thoughtseize there. Oh, this is the top of my library. I'm like, where is that coming from? So my top card is Kolaghan's Command. I guess I'll just play... I don't want to let them draw a card off the Sentinel, so I'll just go Ragavan to chump block and make their Thoughtseize pretty dead. And then Kolaghan's Command can deal with the Construct this next turn. Yeah. I saw the yeah, I saw the Kolaghan's Command. I thought it was being revealed to Thoughtseize. Okay, they're drawing a Paladin, which is pretty manageable. So let's attack with both of our creatures here. Was it worth double blocking the trade? No, because they can animate Nexus to make it not a trade. Getting pretty used to sideboarding in this matchup. You want these 8 cards, and then on the draw, you want to cut the Voidwalkers. Sometimes I'll play 5th or 6th discard spell on the play, but on the draw, discard spells are worse against Esper Sentinel. And then usually I'll go down to 1 Ragavan 2. Although I think I went 5 discard spells, 2 Kroxa on the draw. Maybe just 1 Kroxa, 2 Ragavan actually. Kroxa pretty bad. 1 is okay. I have like this matchup. People like, you know, people keep dooming about it because of the Sanctifiers, but you've got the Pyrite Spellbombs, the Explosives, and game 1's also favorable. I think we beat it like 3 times yesterday. One big problem is I feel like people don't trade Sentinel for Channeler anymore. I don't think people really trade Sentinel for Channeler anymore, but boy, I would love for them to attack here. Yeah, just nobody takes that trade. So I think I think we have to let them draw a card off the Sentinel. Let's see what they're drawing. Midnight. Does this look like the deck I'll take to Vegas? It's definitely one I'm very seriously considering. I don't think they have Hammer in their hand. I think they would have already used it. I'm not going to trade Channeler for Midnight. I'm just going to play this, pay 1, kill the Bob, keep the Heat. Dead to Hammer on Nexus, but what are you going to do? Yeah, I don't understand the question. Be rah 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 cleanse. I don't I don't understand any of those words. Right, take this hit. Inquisition, pay 1. Graveyard. Take the Lurrus, and then I think I'm just gonna kill the Sentinel now, and if they top deck a Hammer, I'll, you know, die. But I have to, this Terminate's better than the this would be Delirium. Terminate's better than the Heat in general. Yeah, just dodging a top decked Hammer this turn feels fine. I think Black White Hammer is better than Mono White. I think it's mostly metagame dependent. I think that main deck Thoughtseize is a pretty good choice right now for Hammer Time, especially with how big of a problem Solitude is for your deck. So it is something I'd recommend, yeah. It is definitely a long conversation, and it's also like pretty, I think, important to note that while I have these opinions and I have played Hammer Time and I play against Hammer Time a lot, I'm not like the Hammer Time guy. I'm not out here grinding Hammer every single day. and maybe finding someone who has kind of solidified themselves as the hammer player is maybe a better person to look to than your best friend Aspiring Spike. Havoc, thank you for the 5-month subscription. Appreciate you. Yeah, Cedric plays it a lot. I'm sure someone in chat can, you know, some of the hammer players could give you a good recommendation. I think I'm gonna play Pyrite Spellbomb here. Yeah, I will give you a thought too why. You just like Thoughtseize is good against the Solitude metagame. Dark Confidant's good in a lot of your bad matchups, and like these cards are like pretty reasonable in general. But in like a more aggressive metagame,